You know, that her,
oh, I didn't know.
she's still listening to, like,
I'm gonna do
smoking stuff, like, really, health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you
I can't.
for? Like, you know what I mean?
Where are you sitting? Because that's not your. Wait a minute, stop. I gotta take a picture. You got a dress on. The solicitor.
Everyone made that comment.
I just feel like I have to like watch her and like every move.
I like it.
Watch her.
Perfect.
Like,
Dress
every
for
boss.
that area.
I didn't even know so much.
Did she tell you how I know her?
Those are cute.
Ooh.
I know you shouldn't wear one of these right now.
Do we still do that though?
No, she did not to me at the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Survivable, right?
I mean, tough cooking.
I know, actually, believe it or not, they.
I like it. Nobody bothers you.
I'm not supposed to do anything. It's all.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, as long as, I mean, it just
I'm
kind
not
of
supposed to
runs
move it
itself.
around or not.
Nah, it just kind of records, you know, whatever
Oh,
is
good.
going, so it should be recording now.
I'm sure.
No, I think you're okay. I mean,
But. Yeah, people are very responsible.
okay. That should keep us on there.
Got two baseballs.
I have chat showing. Sometimes people may or may not have questions on chat. Sometimes they just sit there and argue. So just ignore them. Yeah, so. Yeah, if you see any issues at all, like if it just freaks out or gets blocked, whatever, let me know.
Yeah, seems to be good.
Yeah, that was our opportunity to try to get.
No, I fixed it.
You know what my favorite part is that's from the spring.
Oh, the Chromebook? Oh, that's why I recognize it. It's like Emily's Chromebook. Yeah, no.
Well, because when Hunter left, and I was like, yeah.
I think I do.
You realize we could probably.
Remember that? That's we got it.
Oh, I said.
So with that.
Oh, dude.
I'll sound every night.
No problem, anytime. I thought they were going to pay.
I think it did, to be honest.
Run.
No, you got 5 minutes, you're okay.
Grab my briefcase, it's full of money, you know what I mean?
Don't do it, because I'm trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got it. I'm set up. I'm ready to go. It's a new thing.
Shirley, is it true not every kid has a locker? Wow. That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I've seen the sign up.
This is fall weather. This is beautiful. The last 2 weeks, you know, started at the end of August, Labor Day weekend was beautiful.
I know, so I just put it, that's the official name, I'm not sure.
And I'm like, what do you need? She's like, because I don't have any.
How we doing, Charlie?
I said,
Yep. Doing well.
Here, wait, excited.
That's what it is.
And that's Central Delaware County Authority doing, Charlie.
But she doesn't have.
All good there?
She's a freshman. Just like the homecoming.
Yeah, that's, yeah. My whole family told me, we're going this year.
She should have went to Reading. She was going to She and she was like, no, and I'm so mad she didn't choose Reading.
So I guess it was right. That's what she did.
I really wish she would have went. I knew she wasn't going to. She's very involved in the church, and she's a team. You know, she's also free. I'm like, this is high school. You make movies.
Yeah, that's what.
You wanna play next year?
When she gets used to it.
She's fine, it's just the fact that she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna wear a coat, because I have nowhere to put it. But who's carrying a coat if you're trying to be?
Mine is, but they, you see, that's.
And she's a girl, she wants, she has a whole outfit under her coat.
Does she have these?
No, I'm just gonna take her to school.
That's right. Did you think it, because you'd be surprised she didn't come up with it.
I know you. I made a lot. Yeah, I was literally, like, I wasn't saying, but I wanted to make sure.
That was out there, batteries, it's like a big issue. Big stuff. After the storm was cloud.
I was not even.
It was like,
I couldn't hear this. No. So I didn't see them. I she don't even remember.
it was, I see what they're doing.
Yeah. They're doing training, so we go there, not one clock at all. And that building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get
I understand what you're saying, like, you don't go with the collaborative. Your own assessment, you have to come out.
so you're paying $1,000 a year, but you have to do responsibility.
They are very like for me.
That's an intense report.
And everybody says,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call,
Council President Clark Dickerson,
present.
Council Vice President Miller,
Here.
Councilor Miller,
Here.
Councilor Stubbs,
Here.
Councilor Eager,
Here.
Councilor Johnson,
Here.
Councilor Roberts,
Present.
Mayor Hammack.
Present.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just to reiterate some of the rules we have for meeting decorum here in the Borough of Morton. Anyone who wishes to comment at the council meeting should sign in before 6:58 p.m. prior to the sign-up board coming into council chambers. Each resident will be provided with 3 minutes to give their particular comments to Borough Council. Please aware that this is not necessarily a time for questions or answers or debate or to be calling out from the audience. Again, we appreciate everyone's courtesies and cooperation as we continue to try to run very efficient meetings here in the borough. And with that, President, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. We're going to enter a public comment. We have Deidre McCleary first.
Hi, I'm Deidre McCleary, 21/7 16, Morton. I wanted to talk about, again, the traffic Wawa. The other day, I went to make a right turn coming off of 420, and a car was parked 2 inches from the curb facing the other way, which I almost hit somebody coming out of Wawa, and the whole other side was full. It really is havoc there, and I know it's supposed to be an ordinance that there was no parking until after the apron of the Wawa. Between 7:30 and 8:30 is probably the worst time between the kids trying to get school bus. You have a lot of commercial vehicles. Once we have that Wawa that opens up on River Pike, plus we have the other commercial Wawa, which is right down the Ridley, I think we should, or at least if you could think about trying to make it where the commercial vehicles go to these commercial Wawas, because just being back there, Silver Lake Terrace, we have 50 people that live back there trying to get their kids to school, trying to get to work. You can't even, once you start pulling out, we only have one way in, one way out. You can barely get out with both sides all the way up and down. You have people swinging out of Wawa, you get up to 420, you know, the lines that you put in, which was a good idea, but they block it anyway. And then once you try to pull out, you got people coming up on the second lane, which you guys are very aware of, where you almost get sideswiped. So again, Alfredo's is supposed to be building soon, and it's something that's going to add even worse. And third, which I brought up about the bridge, the $300,000 bridge that quote unquote they're in the works. We're going to need 22 parking spots because these people are not going to be able to get over to their house. We're going to have to make a temporary bridge for them to walk over. So it's going to be so bad, worse than what it is now. I'm surprised there's not more accidents, but that's what I really would like a consideration. And the third, and I know this, on 420, I'm trying to be quick, the arrow. We all know this too. We already have the arrow up there. What do we have to do to put a delay to make a left-hand turn? Because people, it's a mess all the time. The arrow's there for when the train track thing comes down. Why can't we extend that for when it turns to a green light? Have the arrow, a couple people be able to go, and then it turned green, and then you have to wait, you know, to make a left. It's a state thing, I'm sure, right? It's a state thing. So
It's a state highway, and therefore PennDOT would be in control of that
And I
particular.
was just wondering who I would go to, because I'll go to any level to get to that point. I'm not timid to that point. I went all the way up to Attorney General and some things, and so I'd like to be proactive in that, and I'm very good. I have my own business. I'm very good at speaking with people.
Okay, thank you. And next is Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Madam President. Michael Lee, 123 West Sylvan Avenue, Morton, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, United States of America. As we all know, the days are getting shorter, and one thing I hope we can all be in agreement on is that those who have children want their children to be safe. The days are getting shorter. Children should not be out after dark. If they are, they should be accompanied by a responsible adult. They should be wearing reflective clothing so motorists can see them. Their bicycles should have some kind of lights on them so they can be seen. Nobody wants an accident. There are people who should not be driving at night but insist on doing it anyhow, and I'm concerned that they're going to hit someone or something or both that is going to cause tragedies all the way around. As the saying goes, it'll be a life-altering experience for the worse, which nobody needs. Second of all, adults should also wear reflective clothing as well. If they're on bicycles, wear helmets and lights on your bicycles. And as far as the traffic flow goes, as Ms. McCleary was talking about, please start using crosswalks. You know, if you've got to cross to the other side of the street, as a lot of people do it at the crosswalk. Do it when the light changes. Trying to go against the traffic is not a good idea. Trust me, I know. I used to do that myself until I came within just a couple of inches of being hit. And of course, I got some very abusive language from the motors, which in retrospect, I have to say that I deserve because it wasn't a smart thing to do. Use the crosswalk, use the lights, and do everything you can to protect your children. That's the one thing that we call to keep our community safe. Thanks for listening. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Hefner.
Bill Hefner, 571 South Old Middletown Road, being at PA. I own various properties here in Morton. A couple observations and then a couple questions. First one is on the website. I see you have Alex listed, but you still have Jack's email and information on his website. As the Borough Secretary, you only have Marty Preston. I believe you have Ms. Jones also, and that should be listed. A couple of just minor updates. Second observation I saw is that apparently tonight we're voting on whether we should hire a police officer that we've already hired. I thought it was backwards. I thought the borough had to make, the council had to make the decision on hiring somebody before we actually hire them. Just something I saw. I do have a question regarding, of course, the right to know. Because when I was in the budget meeting, I got 0 answers. I only had 3 minutes and nobody responded to any of my questions. So I would assume that the committees were a place where you can get information about what's going on. And apparently at least with the budget one, I didn't hear any answers that I had questions on. So the issue of the request, I'd like to know on something I'm not sure of. For example, at the beginning of this year, the sewer fund from 18 to 23 had a debt of $500,000 owed by taxpayers who didn't pay their sewer fees and trash. But then it looks like we turned over $250,000 for collection at Morton. I was wondering what happened to the other $250,000, which I never really got a clear answer. So would I request a bunch of documents, or just ask a question from the borough manager and then direct me on how to request the proper information? You know, I don't want to make waves, but I just am not sure about the policy of how to ask questions that need some numbers. I could request all the documents, but that would be so much labor and time required. So that is my basic question I have. So,
Thank you, sir.
okay.
Mr. Langford.
I just want to get back to the finance committee meeting. We had made an announcement to meet with the tax collector for collecting sewer and trash. And I had asked if they could include in that meeting a discussion about providing hours here at the Borough Hall to pay borough and school real estate taxes. I don't know if that came about, but you know, that becomes a difficulty. Just like I make a suggestion, that new Bank of America on the corner there, Lamy and Baltimore Pike, if they would take an account, that would make it a little more convenient rather than going out to media. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That ends our public comment. Next, we'll be moving into committee reports. Councilor Johnson, the Facilities and Infrastructure.
Thank you. On the agenda tonight, we have a report from Mr. Lilcraft regarding the CDC authority. Do you have an update for us, Mr. Lilcraft?
I can give you some highlights.
That would be wonderful. You have about 5 minutes.
I have to briefly put it kind of a healthy report. There's a lot in there, but fundamentally, you know, we're working on, I did express this before, our interceptor lines, and we're almost finished. A little Plum Creek, we're running into some problems there. What they run into is they get some of these old pipes, they have a lot of rooted, and so they have to dig them out. It takes time, so they're a little bit back on that one. So we're starting now on the Stony Creek interceptor. Now that's very problematic. We have to get easements for about 40 properties, but some of these properties go back to the 30s. And so we're working on it, but this is, some of the transfers back then were just from townships to the new property owners who were building houses. So it looks like maybe we can get back to the 80s. I don't know if we're going to get involved with having to provide compensation to some of these owners or not. But we have a deadline. We have to get through our final PennVest settlement by December 10th, I believe, and this could complicate things. But basically, I think we're still on track, and hopefully, this when we get through the search, the title searches, things will go, a lot better than it looks like now. The Commonwealth Financing Authority is now application is being received until the end of November for 100% grant up, and they will be applying for that. That's we always have the infrastructure working in that way. It saves the member municipalities a lot of money. We had our 2026 line cleaning and video inspection, 2 bids received, one for $179,092 and change, the other one $238,000. And 835, obviously, we accepted the one for 179. And I did mention to you previously, the board made it official here, that the 2024 financial audit and single audit, this last list reported notion that they can finance with the audit with an unmodified opinion reviewed. The authority's financial position indicated we have a clean single order for the federal and state fund. Board approval of the orders and meetings. So we approved that, everything is fine. We do have 2 members that are running a little bit behind on paying their quarterly bills. Now, in the contract that we have with everybody, there is a penalty for that, and they have been assessed that penalty. It's $1 and we're paying that down. That would be the highlights I have, Madam Chair. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Next time I'll go over it more carefully with you, and maybe we can dig out more like that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next, moving into finance and administration. We're looking at making our new borough manager our right-to-know officer here, Alex. We're going to ask for a vote on that tonight.
And if I could simply elaborate on that, our current open records officer is Miss Martha Preston, but Marty will be transitioning to part-time status at the end of the month, and therefore it makes more efficient if we hired or appointed somebody who is here on a more full-time basis. And therefore it makes a lot of sense that we consider appointing the borough manager, Alex Danamuk, as our new open records officer, and that is an action item for borough's council's consideration toward the conclusion of this meeting.
That's next time. All right, and that ends my report.
And Madam President, at the last meeting, we were not given the disbursement journal. So I am assuming we will be given what we should have gotten and then up to date at the next meeting.
Yes, you will have it at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along to public safety, Councilman Miller. Shante Miller, Vice President.
Thank you. The only thing we have tonight is our action item to ratify the appointment of Officers Tafola, to a full-time police officer. Was sworn in at the last meeting. Yeah.
Again, we just want to dot our i's and cross our t's and make sure that we are ratifying that particular appointment for the purposes of record keeping. So that will be, again, an action item for council's consideration toward the conclusion of this meeting.
Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, moving on to public health, sanitation, and recycling. Sure.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight on the agenda, there is a discussion regarding the abatement of 28 Providence Road, and I will refer to the solicitor.
Again, this is a property that currently is affected with property maintenance and nuisance issues, specifically the issue of high grass. The borough has learned that the property owner is located out of state. So it is not unusual sometimes that we have out-of-state property owners that aren't as attentive as the borough would like with regard to property and maintenance issues. We will be notifying, if we have not already done so, the property owner to give him X amount of days to abate this particular nuisance. If they do not abate the nuisance within that period of time, then the borough will be authorized to send its own personnel or its own contractors out to abate the nuisance. And thereafter, we will present a bill to the property owner. Assuming the property owner does not pay that bill in a timely fashion, the borough will be empowered to file basically a municipal lien against the property owner, which will include attorney's fees and court costs and interest if it is not timely paid.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I just have some public service announcements. And begin with tonight, I mentioned at our prior meeting that the 24th annual candlelight vigil, remembering those that were lost to suicide, and that's finding hope and healing after suicide loss. That vigil is taking place tonight at 7 p.m. at Rose Tree Park. So I hope those that are on their way or that are there have arrived safely and that they're remembering their loved ones and to know that their living was not in vain. Also, I'd like to bring to your attention that there is a kickoff to end prostate cancer, a free prostate screening by Jefferson University Sydney Kimmel Center and Men's Health Resources Fair hosted by the Delaware County Health Department. And that is for Thursday, September the 18th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So there's free screening in place of location is the Delaware County Wellness Center, 125 Chester Avenue, Yaden, PA, 19050. For those that are interested, this is an opportunity to go and do something for your own health, for health awareness. So we advocate that those that feel the need, that they need to have this service, here's an opportunity to get the prostate cancer screening.
Prostate cancer is one of the most common forms of cancer for men over age 50. Therefore, it is near and dear to my heart. And I would encourage all men, again, to get an annual screening of prostate cancer. I do that on a regular basis. I have that in my family. So that is something that is near and dear to my heart.
Thank you. Also, another announcement, electronic recycling collection. That is scheduled for Tuesday, September the 23rd, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's anything with a cord that you'd like to get rid of. And that is taking place at Rose Tree Park, 1671 North Providence Road, Media, PA. Remember, that's Tuesday, September the 23rd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That would end my report. I yield back my time.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you. Next, we have law and orders, Councilwoman Michelle Miller.
I have nothing on my agenda. I just, the only thing I would say is I am assuming that the truck ordinance number 803 was submitted to the press for advertising.
That is correct. Our truck ordinance has been properly advertised pursuant to law. It will be considered for adoption by Borough Council at their September the 24th meeting, 2 weeks henceforth from this evening.
Thank you. And if there's no questions or comments, I yield my time.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we move to community economic development. Councilman Tebow.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just a couple updates. Reminder that we do have the Morton blood drive that's coming up on September 16th. That's next Tuesday. So you can find information on our Facebook page or on the website. If you can, please come out and sign up. Make sure you sign up in advance. They do not take people that just walk in, as there's a process that gets screened before you sign up. So come out if you can for that. Anyone on council that has submissions that you'd like for the fall newsletter, I'm trying to make one, so please send this to me. I'm accepting all submissions, okay? And I was handed this recently. There is a Fall Fest this weekend on September 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Craft and flea market, I'm assuming, not flea vendors, but flea market vendors, food, music. So you can find more. I'm going to post this on Facebook, which will then feed to the website tomorrow morning. So please check that out if you can, or you can just come out and see what it's all about. And if anyone on council has more information on that, please feel free to share it. There is also the cornhole tournament that's taking place this weekend, right, on September 13th. I think that's on the site. It says 8 o'clock. I'm assuming that's a.m. and not p.m. So that will be at Mike Sosa Field. So please come out to support the Morton Fire Company, and it's for a good cause. Other than that, I think I'm okay. If anyone has some events that they want to push, feel free to let us know.
The Fall Festival is being sponsored by the Teens for Empowerment.
Correct. Thank you. And that's all.
Okay.
Cornhole starts at 11, registration's at 11, and bags are thrown at 12. So 8 a.m., forget that.
Okay, thank you.
I have another quick question. Is it too late to register?
For teams,
Yeah.
it's not too late. We need teams.
Any other questions? All right, thank you. Next, we're moving to Parks and Recreation. Mr. Councilman Stubbs.
Good evening, God bless.
Good evening.
All I have is sports landscaping will be big work, September 15th in Sycamore and Jacobs Park. If you have any questions, please feel free. If not, God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, we're moving right on to the mayor's report. Mayor Hammond.
I just wanted to mention, as Councilor Roberts had mentioned, today actually is World Suicide Prevention Day. So I'm sure a lot of people have ever seen the signs or not advertisements, but the 988 number. It can be called, it can be text. It's the suicide prevention hotline that you can, as I said, call or text. It is a near and dear, as many of you may or may not know, I'm an attempt survivor. So when I sit here and I tell all of you, check in on your people, ask the questions. We talk often that it's a quiet thing that no one talks about because they're afraid, you know, if they mention it, or, you know, if you bring it up in conversation, you're gonna, you know, instigate a person, you know, in that direction. I am here to tell you, talk about it. I have talked around the entire country on this subject, and I tell individuals that it is never too soon to have the conversation with your children. You're a parent, you know how to have a conversation, you know, with your child at each age group. It is imperative for you to talk if you feel that something is wrong with someone, or even if you're just noticing you know, the signs that they tell everyone that there are, or if you just notice something else, talk to the people that you love, because I will guarantee you, not talking is worse. So that being said, today is that day. They celebrate it the entire month, but that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Okay, next, excuse me, move into our manager's report for 17. Sorry.
Just a couple of things. One is that it was just actually just brought up, and to remind you that the LSA grant, which is the local share account grant, is open. Time period is open now till November 30th. This is actually a free grant, does not require any kind of match. You can utilize it for acquisition, construction to include renovation and rehabs, demolition, infrastructure, which sidewalks for public use could be considered, and the purchase of vehicles, machinery, and equipment. Minimum of $25,000, a maximum of $1 million. I know there's such things as public works trucks that could be used during this time period, police vehicles. So if you could throw together a couple ideas, and we can maybe discuss it and then finalize it, and then we can submit the application. I mean, you get $1 million, you get $1 million. It's a reimbursement program. The vendor will send you the invoice, you pay it, and then the money from the state comes right back to you within a week.
What was the name of the grant?
It's a LSA grant. It's called the Local Shares Account Grant. They utilize the gambling money from the state of Pennsylvania. That's what funds this grant program. It's
No match.
no match. It's one of the best grants out there. It's very competitive, but even if you could get 100,000, you still get it's 100,000 free. So
that's not the lottery money that benefits senior citizens.
No, that money still goes to the senior citizens. So this is something else.
Right.
The second thing is some discussion regarding the Stormwater Collaborative, which you guys are a part of. The Stormwater Collaborative has Collingdale, Darby Borough, Darby Township, East Lansdowne, Glen Olden, Morton, Sharon Hill, Yaden, and I believe Upper Darby still involved in it.
Yep.
Just so we understand, though, what that does, it undertakes the municipality's MS4 permit requirements, which nowadays is very expensive. The goal is they just take the MS4 regulations of DEP that were handed down, and more effectively and at a lower cost, so you don't have to foot the bill. So if you guys weren't in this collaborative, if you had to, which you're required by MS4 to do stormwater projects, say you wanted to do a stormwater project this year, you're not in the collaborative, that stormwater project would be $250,000 that you have to pay out of your general fund. But instead, what you're doing in the stormwater collaborative, you're paying a yearly fee of, I believe it's $4,000 here, I believe, off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, about 4,600 for the pollution reduction plan and
2,500 membership fee. Right. So you're paying roughly about $7,000, maybe a little bit more, instead of spending $250,000. I think it's a pretty good deal. And they handle, which is now they're going to be, DEP's looking into change some of the MS4 requirements on your reporting. They handle all that stuff for you, this collaborative. As a group, we all do it together. I've heard before, just from the other towns that we've gotten into, that we work for, that we've been in, that somebody told me it was one of the greatest things that we ever did. So it's been going on for quite some, about 2011, I think it started. So
about 15 years.
Yeah, so our recommendation would that you stay in the Stormwater Collaborative and renew and so forth.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Then the only other thing is, do you want me to touch on sewer and trash, or do you want to hold off?
No, we can.
Just address what our thoughts are. Okay. So the thought process is, you're currently, and this was explained earlier, that you're probably one of the last municipalities in Delaware County, maybe even the state of Pennsylvania, that does not have your sewer and trash on your tax bill. You do quarterly payments. The issue is quarterly payments can be missed. The issue is also that you could, you have to, as a resident, when you pay your tax bill, you have to come up here 4 times a year. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're coming up to cut checks. Whereas if it goes onto the tax bill, the sewer and trash, it's a one payment. That's it. You're done for the year. Then you don't have to worry about your sewer and trash or your real estate taxes anymore. And it would be, it'd also be a money saver for the borough because you will no longer be utilizing the company that's currently collecting your sewer and trash. And it'll be cleaner. It goes to one person, which will be the tax collector, and then handle from there, which makes it a lot easier and cleaner. So we've also discussed of possibly we're going to look at the bank situation again and possibly bringing it back into here and closer, so you're not driving out the media to pay your taxes. You can go pay it at a bank that's close. So that's where we started with the discussion. We will keep everybody updated, and council will keep working on this until the goal would be to be starting 1/1 of 2026, that the sewer and trash is on your borough tax bill. That's all we have to report tonight.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
I just want to add, if and when this moves forward with the sewer and trash, make sure we have very strong communication with the residents so that they're well aware of the changes coming up. I know people don't like change, but after a while it becomes the norm. So,
Yes.
Maybe we can use that Delco 911 thing.
Yeah, we can actually, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yes, you could, this is definitely something you could throw out on Delco Alert.
Yeah.
Especially right when the tax bills get ready to go out February 1st, you can say, hey, FYI, reminder, your sewer and trash is on your tax bills. And we'll also do notices too.
Plus, the mailer's gonna go out.
Mailers are gonna go out too, so.
So this is the beginning of informing the residents what's happening, and we're looking to move forward on this as we continue going on. We met with our tax person, and she's been suggesting this for several years, and saying it's about time. Okay. All right, next, we're pretty much done. We're gonna
Have some action items for Borough Council's consideration this evening. Number one is a motion to ratify the appointment of Vincent Stavola as a full-time police officer in the Morton Borough Police Department effective August the 27th, 2025, which was the date of the swearing in of the officer. And so if it is the pleasure of council, a motion would now be in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Second action item would be a motion to appoint Borough Manager Alex Daniluk as the new Borough Right to Know officer. Is there such a motion?
So moved. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Very well. Alex, you will need to notify the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records, right, that you are now officially the Borough Open Records Officer, and provide them with your email address, right? And of course, that notice should also be on the borough's website, that you are now the borough's Open Records Officer, and your email address. In fact, in Delaware County now, most right to know law requests are actually submitted via email, so we'll make sure that housekeeping items are in order. And then number three, we have a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the settlement of a tax assessment appeal for 52 South Morton Avenue. And again, by way of background, the Springfield School District and the County of Delaware have reached an agreement with the property owner regarding the fair market value of this particular piece of property. The property owner had initiated an appeal, obviously seeking a decrease in value. The subject property is a 19-unit apartment building containing 12,636 square feet. And it is sitting on an 11,887 square foot lot. The property owner purchased the property back on July the 29th of 2021, so approximately 4 years ago, for $2,070,000. We exchanged the various real estate appraisal reports, and at this time, the school district and Delaware County and the property owner have tentatively agreed to fix the assessment for this year at $1,137,750, which would reflect a fair market value given the STEB ratio of $1,850,000 for that particular piece of property. The school district did in fact obtain a real estate appraisal report that basically shows that is in fact the fair market value of the particular property. And so, bless you. And so what we have before Borough Council this evening is basically a resolution that would authorize myself as Borough Solicitor to execute a stipulation settling the tax assessment appeal for 52 South Morton LLC under the various terms and conditions that I have outlined here this evening. So if it's the pleasure of Borough Council, a motion would be in order to adopt said resolution.
Motion?
Second.
No. Who's doing the motion?
Oh, I thought you said.
No, I said, do we have a motion?
Shelley, did you just say?
I'll move. Go ahead. You second.
Right.
Okay, okay.
That's because everybody is used to yelling it all at the same time and nobody wants to say.
Yeah. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Very well. And with that, Madam President, that includes all the action items for council's consideration this evening.
Thank you, sir. All right, moving on right along, we're going into our open discussion.
Can I speak, please?
I'm sorry.
Can I have this?
Go ahead.
This is in reference to every trash day. I have addresses that are 2 blocks away of trash. I'm not in front of my house. I don't know whether the wind blows them, or I just would like to have the community to bag and tie our bags up so when the wind blows, it doesn't blow the small toilet paper wrappers, the small soap and hand wrappers, the mail envelopes that have their address still on it. It's getting to be really a pain. We've system discussed the fact that when you cut the grass, it winds up in the potholes and things along the street. And on Morton Avenue, it's a collector item. In front of the ambets, all you see is bottles, trash, and grass in that one drain pipe. So if we had a methodology way of talking to each family or each home on trash day to wrap everything up so it does not leave that bad. It just would be a little nicer on our community. And if you walk down Morton Avenue past where Stillwell's used to be at, there's a tree. I mean, it's a tree. It's hedges that forces people onto the street because they're not being cut on a regular basis. We need to speak with the representatives that have that area to cut these down, because when somebody's walking the dog, when somebody's riding the motorcycle bike down that street, cars are still flying 60 miles an hour. Cars are still flying 40 miles an hour. Between the hours of 7:45 and 9 o'clock, I am a verified witness. I think, to tell you the truth, that they wait for me to come out for them to come speeding by. So if we had a way to talk to our community, families, and a way to discuss, I mean, I know the police officers have put that 25 miles, but apparently they're not looking at it, or they don't care about it. And I think we have to have some type of message out to our town people and let them know we want beautiful streets and we want a safe street for our children. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll have Alice look into the tree and not being trimmed or cut. And we'll also have Councilman Igor put on the website again, reminding people about the trash, bagging it and looking at it. We're also going to have that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, before we move on, I'll just bring up and reinforce the cleanup day. That is scheduled for October the 11th. And like I said, there's not many that come and support me, so I'm eagerly waiting for those. And I'm gonna say, Mr. Stubbs sees me cleaning, and he waves at me. So I would like this opportunity to advocate that Mr. Stubbs will also get involved with me October the 11th. Okay, and what he says, and I say it all the time from this seat, people do not respect trash. I get it. People just throw their trash, and I say it on my street. I think if anybody comes by, they see me always sweeping my street. I go up and down my block picking up trash, and I get it. Everybody's not going to be me, and I respect that. But we all have an opportunity. We all live on the street. We all live adjacent to each other as neighbors. Amen. We need to communicate better. We need to be mindful of each other, even as we put out our trash. I encourage people, bag it up so it doesn't blow all over the community. Be mindful of your trash cans when you put your trash out, when you return your trash cans back. And even to our children, when they go out, tell them about littering. It's important. We have a job to do. You know, we represent our community, each of us. We all, like I said, live somewhere, and like I said, not saying it's better than nobody else's, but we all can take pride in where we live. We all can do it.
Amen.
Okay, once again, the cleanup day is October the 11th. If you're interested, we're going to be here at the Borough, and I believe I put the time as, and I just want to reflect, get it properly, 10 a.m. to 12. Okay, if you're interested, please be here, okay? And get involved.
Thank you.
And there's one thing that just, I knew there was something else I wanted to bring up, a little thing. If somebody would check, because on the website it says we're meeting on December 24th. I'm sure we're not meeting December 24th, but that is what's on the Google Calendar on the website. Yeah. I'm sure it's the 23rd.
Yeah.
But whatever, whether Doug checks on it or something, and I would expect it was published correctly, but.
Right.
The resident looked that up, and I said, no, there's no way we're all gonna be here on the 24th of December.
Okay, so we'll make sure. All right, thank you, everybody. Okay, moving next into our public comment. To open discussion. Deidre?
Right now it's totally different because I wanted to talk about, the trash, we pay for our own trash at Silver Lake, but the sewer, unfortunately, we paid it all individually and then they took it all away from us. And now they pay it as a whole and it's in our condo fee. And I love that you're putting it into the borough bill, but how does that work? I mean, we've got 50 units back there that is going to Silver Lake as a whole, so we're gonna just.
We'll get back to you with how it's gonna work out.
Yeah, because they don't tell us anything, so I'm thrilled because it gives us more control and brings our condo.
No, they will, there will be a tax part, like just a certain tax ID number for just them to pay, they'll get the whole sewer bill.
I'd rather it be on the borough bill because it gives us more control and it brings our condo fee down. Our condo fees at
But
$100 a month.
if the only thing is, if you have an agreement that they're to pay your sewer, then they would get the whole sewer bill. But if there's something that's not in the agreement, then it'll just be on your tax bill for each
Nobody
condo.
agreed to it. It's just something that they did. They took away from us.
I just have a question. I just had a question for you, involving the bridge and the work that's being done.
I have a quick
Has the development, have they came to you about any parking? Because that really wouldn't have anything to do with
honestly, they
us.
don't tell us anything. That's the problem right now. This is an issue, and I've talked to Tanya about this. They've known about it since 2014. And there's so many issues that they have not collected money for. We had to pay for our own roofs. Now
Do you, you do realize like that's separate? Like,
has nothing
They were saying they
separate from the borough.
No, what I'm saying is there will be no parking for the people across the bridge. They can't, there's no way for these people to park their cars in that parking lot across from the bridge because there'll be no bridge there.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just separate from the borough. So I was wondering,
Well,
it's gonna, like I management group?
No, I talked to, well, yeah, I did. I tried to talk to Alfredo's to see if we could park across the street. but there's going to be at least 23 cars that need parking. There's not, so it's gonna be the whole darn cul-de-sac. Then you have landscapers come down, you have school buses come down, you have trucks trying to deliver to, and I got pictures, they're halfway, they just park there for hours at a time to unload. Well, where else are they gonna go to unload? It's just, it's going to be a triple mess because, and I talked to Charles about this, they said it's gonna be a whole year to do this bridge. Charles doesn't believe that it isn't, but they're not dealing with Charles. And they haven't even pulled a permit and nobody can sell their houses. There was three people who lost the sales on their houses because it's not Fannie Fred, eligible. So, we're kind of stuck now until this bridge goes
I will
in.
have our, manager get a letter out just for information in Charles.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Hefner.
I have a question regarding the sewage bill for next year. If it goes into one-time year for businesses. So that would be basically the previous year, all the hundreds of thousands of gallons of water would be then applied to the next year bill, correct?
It's previous year water usage.
Yes.
Previous year water usage.
So basically, and then it would be one payment a year instead of 4.
Which you would save money on because you get you don't get a 2% discount rate right now when you do now. You will when it's on the tax bill. If it's paid before March 31st, you have a 2% discount. So you would actually save a little 2% this year, next year, unlike this previous years.
Okay, well, I was just looking at probably, about $70,000 or $80,000 annual bill then. Okay. I just was curious how that would be working. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Todd? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Wood. This is up here.
Yeah, I just want, in front of the tuxedo place, just before and right after coffee shop, there was a dead cat laying on the ground by the sidewalk. And I don't know if it was there the night before, it was there when I walked to the Wawa at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was dead. You can tell that it's been there a while. It's the blood that came out, and dried up.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
I have to check into it.
Well, he's not there now, but he was there.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gone.
okay.
But I'm just saying, it must have been 2 days, the dead cat laying in the parking lot.
So when an incident like that happens, you should call to the borough so that somebody is aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done to put that on the website. Okay, so to let people know, call in.
Yeah.
So we can get notified. Okay. Ms. Todd?
Thank you. Cecilia Todd, 110 Alphaeone. Thank you for advertising the cornhole tournament, which is on Saturday. Registration at 11 and 12 o'clock the bags throw. Come out for a good time. It's one of our biggest fundraisers at the firehouse, so thank you. Make sure you get your reservations in for drag queen bingo after you work Shelly Roberts in the morning. Go home and rest up so that you can come to our event at Millmont Park Fire Hall. Tickets are going fast, so that would be a great event. Thank you for clarifying how the sewer bill will run when it's on the tax bill. I was a little concerned about that as a resident and as a senior trying to figure out finances. So thank you for saying that. Most importantly, tomorrow is 9/11. Please, if you see our policemen or our firemen, please acknowledge the services that they give to our community. I know being part of the fire company, the services that are provided, and we're all volunteers. We don't get paid for anything. So remember the people that we lost. Remember the families that still suffer today. And remember the first responders that serve us every single day.
Thank you. Mr. Lillicrest. Mr. Lillicrest.
Mr. Johnson, I wanted to just get back, if I could have forgot something important. We did have our first draft of our 2026 budget for CDCA. Look at right now, 3.32% increase. So some information. Regarding the sewer bills, I guess it's still understood that you'll be billed quarterly from CDCA as far as paying your bill to the Central County Authority. It'll be a good quarter. For our service agreement.
Right. That won't change, John.
No, I'm just, in case that somehow that was, be a problem later on down the road. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. We ask everybody to take into the upcoming events again. That'll be happening. Please participate. If you're able to, we need you guys. So we ask you to support the firehouse, blood drive, and again, coming up with our cleanup day. Really need you guys to step up for that. If I can walk without broken back, I think we all can go out and try to help a little bit, not for now, just something to do. It's a lot of work we need to do. We need to keep our girls clean. Thank you. It's our meeting. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
I will tell you then what the convenience.
Yeah.
I don't.
For the next meeting. No. Oh, yeah, no, you give it to Marty, because Marty can just do it. And I'll give her everything she needs to do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have the address of that? I'll send them out tomorrow.
Okay.
You have it? You know the address of the hedges?
It's on the corner, Morton, I don't know the address.
Morton, what's the street?
Walnut, it's between Pennington and Walnut.
Walnut and Pennington? Pennington. Hedges, yeah. I'll send the code guy.